Welcome back to the Deep Dive, everybody, and a special shout out to our amazing Shield Media followers. We appreciate you guys. I'm Lex.
And I'm Vera.
And we are ready to break down some Google changes that are impacting businesses all over.
Yeah, definitely some big changes.
So to all of our business owners and C-level execs out there, just imagine waking up one morning and all of a sudden your website traffic has completely plummeted. Like it's gone.
Poof.
Like what happened? You haven't changed anything on your website. No major algorithm updates have happened, but you're practically invisible. And that's the scary truth a lot of people are facing right now because of some sneaky new features Google has been rolling out on their search results pages, those SERPs we're always talking about.
Yeah, and it's not just a hypothetical, Lex. We're already seeing these changes affecting businesses.
Yeah.
And it boils down to two new things they've added. They're being called the discussions and forums feature and the guided search experience.
I like that, guided search experience. Those are some interesting names. We're getting that from our friends over at Search Engine Journal.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're doing a deep dive into these new features, figuring out why they matter, and most importantly, what you can do to make sure that your business not only survives but thrives in this new Google reality. Let's start with that whole discussions and forums thing. I know that's causing a lot of confusion, a little anxiety among businesses. What's the deal with this new feature? Where are people seeing it pop up?
Think about it this way. You're searching for something like best CRM software reviews.
Yeah.
Maybe you're comparison shopping for your business.
Right.
And bam, right there in the search results, Google throws a box at you highlighting discussions and threads from forums. Reddit mainly, it seems.
So basically, instead of seeing those really well-written reviews or guides that businesses have poured their money and resources into,
right,
Google is saying, nah, we're going to push user-generated content from random Reddit threads to the top of the page. I mean, that's frustrating, to say the least.
Yeah, it's definitely a shift. I think a lot of businesses, especially those your money, your life businesses, healthcare, finance, legal advice,
right,
they're feeling a little blindsided. That Search Engine Journal article, they even mentioned how medication reviews are getting hit with this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal, right? I mean, would you trust medical advice from just some random Reddit thread over, information from a website like WebMD or something?
Yeah. And that's the thing. It raises some questions about how Google is weighing different sources of information.
It does. It really does. And what's really interesting is that Google hasn't officially said anything about why they're doing this, but it does seem like they're giving more weight to user-generated content, maybe to increase trust for users.
So they're basically saying, hey, look, here's what real people are saying, not just what companies want you to see.
Right.
I mean, I can see how that appeals to people, especially with all the skepticism around sponsored reviews and affiliate marketing and stuff these days. Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, from your perspective, what do you think is driving this change from Google? Like, what's their angle?
Well, there are a few theories going around. One is that it might be about how people actually search. People already search keyword plus Reddit all the time.
Right.
So maybe Google's just trying to show what users are already doing.
Yeah, I want to see what other people are saying who've actually used the product or service before they make a decision, right?
Exactly.
Does this mean businesses should just give up and become Reddit masters?
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, while I get the user trust thing, I'm a little worried about misinformation, Like, how do we balance those two? Instead of being afraid of it, maybe smart businesses could see this as a chance.
Okay, I like that. How could businesses turn this weakness into a strength?
Well, if Google's saying user-generated content is king, then get in on the action. Participate in forums, build your own community forums or Q&A sections right on your website.
Ooh, I like that.
Encourage user reviews and engagement. Go to where your audience already is.
I love that. Turning that negative into a positive. You're riding the wave instead of fighting it.
Exactly. It's about adapting. Now, before we get too deep into forums, there's another curveball, that guided search experience.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. We've got a lot to talk about with that. And I think it might even be more impactful in the long run, especially for our business owners listening in.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll save that for after a quick word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Okay, so this guided search experience. Imagine you're totally new to something like, I don't know, maybe you're thinking about investing for the first time or planning a move abroad.
Yeah.
So you go to Google and type in Beginner's Guide to Investing or Beginner's Guide to Living Abroad. What Google's doing now is like making its own little lesson plan right there on the search results page.
So instead of showing a bunch of different websites and articles, Google's curating the information itself.
Yeah, it's pulling steps and resources from all over the web, kind of like a supercharged, featured snippet.
Right.
But it's way more comprehensive.
Okay.
And here's the thing, it keeps users on Google way longer.
So I click on the beginner's guide. I'm going through the steps Google has laid out. I'm clicking on different links to sources, but I'm basically staying on that Google page the whole time.
Pretty much, yeah. It's almost like Google is the one-stop shop now for learning something new.
That's wild. I mean, that's pretty cool from a user's perspective.
Yeah.
But what does it mean for businesses,
Yeah.
especially those who rely on website traffic to, make money?
That's the million-dollar question right now. It's going to be harder to track where your traffic is coming from, especially if people are interacting with your content inside that Google guide.
So if I'm understanding this right, someone might be reading my content, finding it valuable,
Right.
but they might never actually visit my website.
Exactly. And that's a challenge businesses are going to have to figure out.
This guided search experience, it makes
Yeah.
me wonder, is this just the beginning? Are we heading towards a future where Google becomes this AI-powered information gatekeeper?
It's definitely a possibility, and it raises questions about how businesses can make sure their content, their unique expertise, can still reach the people they want to reach.
Okay, deep breaths, everyone. I know this is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, here at Shield Media, we're all about turning those challenges into opportunities.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to focus on next. How can businesses adapt and even thrive in a world with these new SERP features?
Let's get into it. For all our business owners and C-level execs out there, stick with us.
Yeah.
Bear's got some awesome insights on how to turn these Google shakeups into actionable strategies for your business. You won't want to miss this. All right, so we've painted, kind of a scary picture of what's happened with Google.
Yeah.
How can businesses not just survive this, but actually thrive in this new reality?
Well, first of all, don't panic.
Okay.
Change is the only constant in SEO, and the businesses that adapt quickly are the ones that are going to win.
That's reassuring, but where do we even start?
Well, it all starts with information. Stay up to date on what's going on in those search results, those SERPs.
Okay.
Tools like Search Console are going to be super helpful for that.
Yeah.
But it's also important to stay current with industry news, blogs, even podcasts like this one.
Oh, we love our listeners.
And once you've got the info, it's all about going back to basics. Those haven't really changed.
So we're talking creating awesome content that people actually want to read.
Yeah.
Content that's relevant, informative, engaging.
Exactly. High-quality content is still king, especially now with AI everywhere. But it's not just about keywords anymore,
Right.
You need to think about user experience, readability, make sure it's easy to read, have some nice visuals,
Yeah.
all those things that make your content stand out from the crowd.
But I'm guessing, with this new focus on user-generated content, that building a solid online community is more important than ever, right?
Absolutely. If Google's saying user-generated content is where it's at, then becoming a trusted voice in your niche, getting those conversations going.
Yeah.
That's gold.
So how can businesses actually do that? Any practical tips?
Well, we talked about being active in forums.
Yeah.
But also think about adding Q&A sections to your website,
Okay.
hosting webinars, creating social media content that really gets people talking, Get those conversations going.
And with this guided search experience thing, I'm thinking that optimizing your content for those beginner guide searches is going to be super important.
You got it. Put yourself in the shoes of someone who's learning something new.
Okay.
What are the steps they need to take? What questions are they asking? Then create content that guides them through it all in a way that's clear, engaging, and helpful.
This sounds like a lot for a business owner to handle all on their own.
It can be.
Yeah.
And that's why working with a digital marketing agency that understands these changes and can create a plan just for your business is so valuable.
Well, listeners, wouldn't you know it, Shield Media just so happens to be a fantastic digital marketing agency,
It's true.
specializing in local SEO, PPC, and SMM. We have a long history of helping our Western clients, just like you, navigate this crazy world of digital marketing.
We do.
So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by all these Google changes,
Yeah.
reach out.
Yeah.
We'd love to help you stay ahead of the game and reach those business goals.
Absolutely.
And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to hit that follow button and share this episode with anyone who might find it useful.
Yeah, we appreciate you spreading the word.
Okay, let's wrap things up. Today, we took a deep dive into two big Google SERP changes. Discussions and forums and the guided search
Like
experience,
changes.
they're both game changers.
Yeah,
But if you've got the right strategies, they can actually be amazing opportunities.
exactly. It's all about adapting.
Focusing on creating that high-quality content, engaging with users, and building those strong online communities.
You got it.
Vera, thank you so much for being here and sharing your knowledge. You always blow us away with your Google expertise.
Oh, always happy to be here.
And to all of our amazing listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back next time with more insights and advice to help you crush it online. Until then, keep learning, keep adapting, and remember, in this crazy digital world, knowledge is power.